I have 7 cards numbered from 1 to 7. I take 2 cards at random. Whenever you're told to take 2 cards at the same time, always imagine taking one and then the other without putting the first back. So what is the probability that I get at least one prime number? This is a very similar example to the last, and so naturally works well with a possibility space diagram. We have the numbers from 1 to 7. For our first pick, even though we take 2 at the same time, we consider we have a first pick and a second pick. You could think of them as being the first card we look at and the second one we look at. So let's have the first pick here and the second pick here. The way that this one works, with taking 2 at the same time, means that when we make the second pick, the first card is not back in. Therefore, it's not possible to get 2 1s, or 2 2s, or 2 3s, or 2 4s. In fact, we can't get the same number all the way down. So we exclude these possibilities. Everything that is possible then needs to be marked by a different marker, so we can clearly see that some of the things in the possibility space are possible and others are not. Everything other than the ones excluded is possible. It's quite possible to have 4 and 1, for example. So we need to go through the space and fill dots in all of the rest of the places. Once again, this seems like a lot of work, but it does stop us having to think too hard. If you try some of these questions without using possibility spaces, you really do sometimes have to think quite deeply. So now we want the probability of getting at least one prime. So we need to pick out all of the ones we want. 2 is a prime number, and therefore everything in the 2 column, except the excluded combination of 2, 2, is something we want. The same with the 3 column. The 5 column, once again we can't have 5, 5. And the 7 column. We then need to go across the rows and take any that we missed on the first pass through. Same with the 5 row and the 7 row. So, now to work out the probability, we count the number we've ringed and divide by the number of possibilities, which is 49 take away the 7 that we can't have, giving us 42. 36 over 42 cancels down to 18 over 21, which will cancel again to 6 over 7.